All right, Garrett Johnson here with Jonathan Byrd. And Jonathan, we're here at Congressional Country Club. You would have played this course many times as a PGA Tour pro. What is it like as a dad watching your son Jackson?
It's very different. I had the fortune of playing, I think, one major here and probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 other times playing the AT&T Tigers event. Played across the street a couple times. So
Avenel, yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of good memories here. We got a new golf course. This is a different golf course than the one I played. It's a little bit longer. It's a little more difficult. But it's I tell people all the time, it's fun watching your kids do really anything. But when they find something they're passionate about and they care about it and they sacrifice for it and they work hard for it and they take risks, it's fun watching your kids kind of put themselves out there on stage and see how they perform. We got 2 girls that are dancers, so it's fun watching them do that. And fortunately and unfortunately at times, watching Jackson play golf, it's something I know too much about, the competitive side of golf. So sometimes I can help him, sometimes I hurt him. But it's fun being out here trying to support him and encourage him.
Right. Well, speaking of taking risks, you want your kids to take risks. How do you encourage that with your son Jackson?
I mean, God calls us to be bold and courageous, and I just try to encourage that with him, is just to go out there and glorify God with how you compete, not just what you shoot, but how you compete. And he's done a very good job of that. He's a very good player, drives the ball really well, but you kind of stick to your strengths, go play your game, and see where it leaves you at the end of the week.
And there's a lot of sacrifices, in your own life being a pro, of the people around you that helped you get to where they are now. And what do you make of that sacrifice, and how thankful are you for that, and what can you do for Jackson yourself?
Well, I mean, I had a great support system growing up with my parents and, the guys at my club, growing up, they helped me along the way, gave me lessons, helped me with my game. My college coach, my high school coach, my brother, my dad, and that everybody's got to have a great support system. Like, the fortunate thing is Jackson's support system, he's got the same kind of club feel, but he's also got people like Zach Johnson or Keith Mitchell or Davis Love, which is a little more well-known people in his life that are encouraging him and giving him advice and just rooting for him. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just to have people behind you rooting for you and to know that they care about you whether you play good or you play bad.
I love that you mentioned Davis Love, because he's invested so much in people's life. I think when you look at all pros, he's done so much for other people, right? Living our life for other people, serving others. What do you make of that connection between Davis and your son?
Well, we call him, Uncle Davis. I think everybody around town calls him Uncle Davis. And he's kind of like the mayor around town, and he's been that person for me. When I first came on tour, he was the guy I tried to play practice rounds and tried to learn from, what he did on course and off course, because he's been a great ambassador for the game of golf for such a long time. And I just feel fortunate that Jackson would know a guy like that, a guy with a character like that, and could learn a few things from him. Davis came out. He was an assistant captain in the Ryder Cup. Jackson got to play in the Junior Ryder Cup. So they got to watch Jackson play a couple holes on the Thursday before the Ryder Cup started when Jackson played his match. So that was really cool. It was one of my favorite experiences in golf.
Oh my gosh. And speaking of favorite experiences, what at this point with you and your son, those quiet moments, those rounds where it's just you and him, like when you look back on it, what is special about that? Is there a special memory that comes to mind when you think about one-on-one time with him?
Well, it's just I share the same experience as a lot of parents out here in junior golf. Our vacations are kind of golf tournaments at times. We're not maybe getting to go on all the same vacations other families do. Like, to have a week off this week and get to spend some time with Jackson on and off the course is just great memories. I know, like, 15 years down the road, I'm going to treasure those memories and just to get to spend time with him. So just getting to watch him compete and getting to talk about his rounds after the round for a minute or two and go to dinner, it's pretty fun. But I mean, all the parents out here are getting to share that with their kids, so it's fun for all of us.
I've always loved the last question, the fatherhood connection to people on tour. Brent Watney always told me, you go through the round and then afterwards, all is right with the world. You have a steak dinner together, all is right with the world. What is the pride that you feel for your son as you see him compete, but just in general?
Well, I mean, it's just like I said before, like he's taking a risk, putting himself out here. He's got a little more pressure on him than probably I ever had as a junior golfer. As I was growing up, nobody expected me to make it on tour. That was some lofty dream. He's grown up seeing it, kind of getting to taste it a little more than I did. So there's some where it's an advantage for him because he's seen what it takes, but there's probably a little extra added pressure on him because people may expect more from him. But he's taken it in stride. He's handled it all well. I don't think he feels a ton of pressure. Any more than the pressure he puts on himself, which I know most golfers can relate to that.
Absolutely. Jay Byrd, always appreciate your time, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
Good to see you.